The tragedy of the upside-down thumb in the medical Coliseum. In the grand amphitheater of the Colosseum, where the echoes of steel weapons and the roars of enthusiastic spectators converge into a primal symphony, the essence of life and death hangs palpably in a tense atmosphere of anticipation, blood, and desire. Jean-Léon Gérôme, the 19th-century French artist, immortalizes the internal manifestation of unstable social values between power and downfall in a gladiatorial battle. Under the watchful gaze of emperors and the collective fervor of the Roman populace, the fate of a fallen gladiator teeters on the edge of collective approval, poised in the fateful gesture of an upside-down thumb. The wounded, defeated gladiator, who pleads for his life on the sands beneath another gladiator's feet, becomes a poignant symbol of vulnerability amid this uproar. His life is not merely at risk, it is subject to the capricious desires of delighted spectators who feel a sense of agency and believe their vote on the fate of the vanquished warrior is both valid and powerful, yet they are themselves mere pawns in the hands of authority. For they are foolishly oblivious to their own subjugation under imperial power. In this moment, the act of voting transforms from a symbol of freedom into an instrument of oppression. The emperor, seated above, gazes knowingly at the audience with a smile. Essentially, this scene of battle and struggle is orchestrated to satisfy the desire for choice and democracy, so that during more critical junctures, the emperor is not disturbed, allowing him to make his desired decisions without opposition from the people. He knows that this facade of choice calms the masses, enabling him to wield absolute power without fear of dissent. As Gérôme depicts, everyone is bustling to cast their votes, except for the operator who pretends to conform to the majority's opinion and revels in this chaos. Another astonishing aspect relates to human nature, how under certain conditions people can become wolf-like, especially when violence takes on an official and legal guise and becomes permissible through mass consent. Thus, among the spectators are women who, with no pangs of conscience, demand the death of the fallen individual with their upside-down thumbs. Yet, more compassion and tenderness are expected from them than from men. The Colosseum, a marvel of architectural talent, serves both as a monument to human achievements and a stark reminder of humanity's darker impulses. Its vast arena, once a stage for displays of courage and power, now stands as a poignant metaphor for troubling moral dilemmas. In this sacred ground, where blood spills onto the sands and courage dances with despair, a society caught in the duality of entertainment and violence finds its heart beating. The echo of the upside-down thumb, Jean-Léon Gérôme's masterpiece, resonates across all domains to this day, influencing the field of medicine as well, where dangers are equally great and consequences equally profound. The inverted thumb transcends time as a signifier of destiny, revealing the moral complexities surrounding collective decision-making about life and death. Just as spectators in the Colosseum exerted their power over gladiators, in the intricate web of modern medicine, the lives and deaths of many are similarly affected by such votes. For example, in the 1990s, the opioid epidemic served as a stark reminder of how corporate greed can corrupt medical ethics. Pharmaceutical companies aggressively marketed opioids while downplaying their addictive potential and simultaneously encouraging doctors to prescribe them freely. When patients became ensnared in addiction, many physicians found themselves caught between their medical obligation to care for patients and the interests of pharmaceutical companies. Just like a crowd cheering for bloodshed, healthcare providers were often influenced by financial incentives and social pressures, prioritizing profit over patient welfare. This dilemma led to widespread addiction and thousands of overdose deaths, demonstrating how the neglect of ethical considerations can result in devastating consequences from a collective thumbs down. In another dark chapter of medical history, the Tuskegee syphilis study became a symbol of medical malpractice by the U.S. Public Health Service, aimed at observing the natural progression of untreated syphilis in African men. This horrifying betrayal of trust unfolded over decades. Misled and deceived African men participated in a study designed to observe the progression of untreated syphilis. As they silently suffered and endured, even when penicillin became widely available, they were denied treatment, Researchers provided no effective care for the blind or individuals with mental health issues or other severe health problems caused by syphilis. Their deplorable condition echoed over time like the cries of gladiators caught in an unfair battle. The collective indifference of those in power mirrored the spectators in the Colosseum, where lives were bartered in the name of science. This chilling episode serves as a stark reminder that, when the thumb of the medical community points downward in judgment, it can lead to devastating consequences for vulnerable populations. Another tragedy is the thalidomide scandal, which arose when medical innovation outpaced ethical considerations. A European pharmaceutical company, through its money and connections, managed to obtain the necessary approvals to distribute a drug called thalidomide. Thalidomide was marketed in the 1950s in Europe, Australia, and some South American countries as a sedative and treatment for morning sickness in pregnant women, despite not being approved in the United States. After some time post-delivery, it became associated with severe congenital defects affecting thousands of children worldwide. Children affected by thalidomide typically suffered from phocomelia, a condition characterized by the underdevelopment of limbs, particularly arms and legs. This drug had even caused fetal defects in animal testing. The echoes of this tragedy resonated like the mournful cries of defeated gladiators in battle, irrevocably altering the lives of innocent children and their unsuspecting families due to decisions made in boardrooms far removed from human experience. Here, the ethical implications of collective endorsement in medicine show that regulatory systems did not spare even the most vulnerable individuals. In recent years, the COVID-19 pandemic also drew unprecedented public attention to an arena where science and politics collided. When healthcare workers donned their armor and entered the fray, they faced not only a deadly virus, but also a divided populace grappling with misinformation and fear. The collective decision-making process surrounding vaccine distribution became a modern tragedy in which lives hung in the balance amid uncertainty. This tumultuous arena bore witness to enduring heroism and tragedies, with countless lives sacrificed on the altar of profit. Here too, there is testimony to collective dissent in endorsement, where moral compasses were undermined by the allure of compliance, and the desire for choice became a weapon against vulnerable individuals. A heartbreaking chapter in contemporary medical history that once again reflected the ethical void of the Colosseum. By delving deeper into Gérôme's masterpiece, not only are the dynamics present in the Colosseum revealed, but also the fundamental roles in contemporary society. This painting serves both as a mirror and as a lens, reflecting complicity in violence, and, on the other hand, the capacity for empathy. The spectators, with their cheerful faces, oscillate between selfishness and bloodlust. However, amidst this disarray, the character of a young woman with a distressed and fearful expression disrupts the fervor around her. Her troubled gaze speaks of an inner conflict that arises from encountering empathy in the face of the event. She embodies both a witness and a critic, representing the struggle against a cruel system that devalues life for the sake of trivial entertainment. In her distress, there is a reflection of the actions of committed professionals grappling with the ethical dilemmas of modern society, in an era where medical decisions are often dictated by profit margins rather than patient welfare. Her inner turmoil illuminates the complexities of human emotions amid chaos,